major breakout on Bitcoin is getting started right now here, and on today's update video, of course, I'm gonna be exactly discussing my price targets after Bitcoin is indeed breaking this very important resistance. I'm gonna be talking about the bigger perspective on Bitcoin. I'm gonna be talking about where the liquidity is currently laying in the market, the 4-year cycle, and what we could still be expecting is likely to occur later in this cycle, and much more important information about this major retest on Bitcoin, the spot Bitcoin inflows and outflows, and of course this major consolidation phase on Ethereum on the 2-month time frame. So we are going to have some major breakouts, and on today's video I'm going to be discussing all the price targets. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slap off that like button back above 1,000 likes. That will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. First of all, we are starting to see that Bitcoin, of course, broke this downward sloping trend line here on the 1-hour time frame. The breakout is not so strong yet here, but we are indeed seeing a break of the downward sloping trend on the lower time frames. And of course, we already were seeing a breakout of the trend here on the 4-hourly time frame once we were looking at the falling wedge pattern. But of course, I also said that I was approaching it a little bit differently, and I prefer to be approaching it like this here on the 4-hourly time frame, like a symmetrical triangle. And it doesn't really matter on how you're going to be approaching it from off this point right now, but the breakout is really getting confirmed on Bitcoin right now here. So we're breaking downward sloping trend lines, and we are starting to see a continuation back towards the upside. Yesterday as well, Strategy Bitcoin, formerly MicroStrategy, bought over 7,000 Bitcoins. And now, once again, we're starting to see a slight little pushback towards the upside. I mean, I've already discussed the price target of this breakout many times before here, but if we do see a pushback towards the upside, it will literally mean Bitcoin is going to go towards new all-time highs. I mean, a little bit below it. 108.8 thousand US dollars is the price target of this breakout right now here, and the price target of the falling wedge pattern is of course trading around 106,000 US dollars, which is the top side of the wedge here. And really, we have seen these patterns getting created many times before in history on Bitcoin, and like 90% of the times they tend to break towards the upside because falling wedge patterns are just typical bullish bias patterns on the market. So very excited for what is about to be happening next year. I mean, Bitcoin is still on the bigger perspective, creating a major consolidation phase. So I am still expecting, indeed, if we're going to be having a push towards the upside, the 102 towards 100,000 US dollar level in general is just going to be providing major amounts of resistance, since this level is the most important downward sloping resistance line, and yes, the level on the lower side is the most important level of support, and that is also where we're currently bouncing from. And if I'm purely going to be doing my analysis on the imminent short term to see where Bitcoin is likely heading towards, the majority of the leverage is right now laying around 103,000 US dollars. You can see here first we grabbed the liquidity on the lower side, which was about $200 million in Bitcoin long positions. Then we moved towards the upside, and now we're most likely going to just squeeze out the liquidity that is laying, of course, above us. And oh no, I mean, yes, Bitcoin hasn't really performed so strong in the last 90 days here. I mean, if we're going to be comparing it for the entire year, we've been doing an extremely great job here. But if you're just going to compare Bitcoin towards the previous 4-year cycles, it doesn't really make sense that we have been topping out yet here. Most likely, if like exactly the timing is going to be the same like the previous cycles, we still have about 3 to 4 months in this cycle left here with extraordinary gains here, because you have to understand the last part of the cycle is where the most amount of gains are realized. But for sure, later this year, I am most likely going to be flipping bearish. You can see here also, we broke above the all-time high, and usually you get a very strong exponential jump towards the upside after that, and only then you are going to get the bear market rally back towards the downside again here. So yeah, very interesting what we're currently seeing on Bitcoin. Also, if we're looking at the stochastic RSI on the weekly time frame on Bitcoin, we can currently see that it is oversold here. And honestly, historically, whenever it is oversold, these are very great buying opportunities on the market. So Bitcoin also on the daily time frame, retesting the downward sloping resistance line, exactly bouncing back towards the upside. And you can see also that Bitcoin is just creating somewhat of maybe a channel here over here. We're just consolidating still in the downward sloping trend line right here. And honestly, if you're just zooming out to a bigger perspective, you just see that we are in a larger consolidation phase here. I mean, we've been consolidating sideways for over 90 days right now here, and what we're currently seeing is just a very normal thing to be happening in markets. And honestly, On the weekly time frame, you can just see nothing very special is happening. We're just still in the consolidation phase here. And guys, if you really want to be trading Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrencies with leverage, the best way to do so is definitely on the Blofin exchange here. Blofin allows you to trade Bitcoin and all the other hyped up cryptocurrencies because they're one of the fastest listings out there. So if you maybe want to be shorting the meme coins that are getting listed on exchanges, make sure to definitely do so on Blofin, because Blofin is the best exchange with the best liquidity, and of course they are very fast listers, so you will basically not be the exit liquidity. So if you're interested in that, guys, there's an insane $100,000 deposit bonus available on the grabs for the Blofin exchange if you're running a sign-up account using the highest link below, guys. But of course, make sure to always check if it is available in your region. So yeah, with that being said, let me dive further towards the video, because yesterday on the spot Bitcoin ETF, we saw about $186 million worth of outflows, but BlackRock still buying about $55 million US. So you can see once again, we're starting to see some outflows coming in, but of course, BlackRock still being consistent on buying more Bitcoin. And so far, since the launch of the ETF, they have accumulated over $40 billion worth of Bitcoin. So they're quite bullish, if you would ask me here. And yeah, the clients especially are very bullish on Bitcoin. Then quickly, before diving further entirely into altcoins, I quickly want to be mentioning Ethereum, because I saw on the 2-month time frame, Ethereum is creating a major consolidation phase and a perfect symmetrical triangle. And honestly, whenever this is going to be breaking out, it's going to be a major breakout. I mean, honestly, the pattern is quite bullish here since it is created in an uptrend. And whenever this breaks out, guys, the price target is going to be quite insane here, because the price target is literally laying around, what is it, like 13 to 14,000 US dollars. So yeah, Ethereum is about to create a major move here. And honestly, I am super excited, because this breakout can potentially take another 6 months here. But whenever this does break out here, Ethereum is going to be seeing a major breakout towards the upside, or yeah, potentially downside if we break the support, but that is not a very likely scenario. Then also on the weekly time frame, Ethereum exactly bouncing from that upper sloping support line we have mentioned for quite a while already. This is the most important support line, and Ethereum is exactly bouncing from it. And just like you can see 4 years ago in 2021, Ethereum was worth nothing before it absolutely exploded. So yeah, really the calm before the storm. I mean, the Bitcoin dominance is also showing us that in terms of timing, altcoin season should be getting started anytime soon here. So hopefully that will be happening. And if that does happen, guys, we could be making some extraordinary gains here. And altcoin season also, if we are going to be talking about timing, exactly happened 4 years ago. It started approximately, actually a little bit later. In March 2021 is where really altcoin season started. So if we're going to be looking at the 4-year cycle, we still have another month here before it officially has to start, if it is going to be exactly 4 years later. So let's see how it's going to be playing out. But of course, I don't believe that everything is going to be exactly the same, but I do think history tends to be rhyming. So this was it for me in today's update video, guys. If you did learn something from it, subscribe to the channel, slap off that like button, and see you guys back again tomorrow on another update video. Peace out. Goodbye.